Good evening, everyone. So, can you see my screen, everyone? Online? Can you confirm anyone?
Good evening,
Am I
sir.
audible?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah, good evening. Fine. Yeah. So, in the last session, we discussed about servers basics, right? So, today we are going to discuss about networking basics. Okay. Yeah. So, before going to servers basics, okay. Anyone having any questions? Before going to networking basics, anyone having any questions on previous session? Any doubts? Anything you want to discuss? Anyone? Yeah, fine. So today we are going to discuss about networking. Sorry, screen. Okay, course content. I'll share with you today. You can ping me after the session. Shaikh Ibrahim. I shared with you today. So course content. Everyone received the course content. Online guys. Anyone? Everyone received the course content. Not received. You can ping me. You can WhatsApp me. I provide you course content. Fine, let's get started. So still people are joining. So let's go and start. Fine. Yeah. So in the last session we discussed about up to here, right? What is server, types of server, server client model, best practices, server architecture, what is operating system, types of operating systems. Okay. Up to here we covered. So today we are going to start from networking, right? What is network, types of networks, what is IP address, subnet, gateway, router, firewall, failover, load balancer. These are all we discussed today. Okay. Someone saying not been added to group. Once you make the fee, you will be added into WhatsApp group. Okay. Yeah. Fine. What is networking? So anyone having idea what is networking? What is network? Communication between group of servers. Communication between group of devices which are hosted in the data center, right? So what is data center, anyone? It's a server room, right? Where we host all the servers. Fine. See here. A computer network is a system in which multiple computers are connected to each other to share information and resources. Okay. A computer network is a system in which multiple computers are connected to each other to share information and resources. See here. So this is the LAN network. This is the normal network, right? So these systems connected to one network, right? So through cable, right? Through cable RJ45, different cable systems are there. Yeah, to share the information and resources. So we connect network, right? What are the characteristics of computer network? What are the characteristics of computer network? So share resources from one computer to another, and create files and store them in one computer. Yeah, access those files from other computers, right? Connected over the network. So normally in hospitals or schools, colleges, right? So different buildings, different floors will be there, right? Yeah. So for example, in a building 5 floors are there. So in the same building, in the building there is a LAN network connectivity. Network connectivity is there. So instead of configuring printers in all the floors, what they will do? What they do? So they configure one printer in second or third floor as a network printer, right? So instead of configuring, instead of installing printers in all the floors, they configure one printer in the one floor, which is configured as a network printer, right? So due to that, what will happen? Cost will be saved, right? Yeah. So whenever we print, whenever we send request, that request go through network. So from any floor, we can print the documents, right? So due to that, costing will be, hardware costing will be reduced, right? Yeah. So connect a printer, scanner, or fax machine to one computer within the network and let other computers of the network use the machine available over the network, right? Yeah. Through network, we can send the request, right? Yeah. The printer or scanner or any other machines, we can configure as network device. So hardware devices required to set up computer network. What are the hardware devices required here? Okay, network cables required, distributors required, routers required, internet network cards required, and also external network cards required. So these are the devices to configure the network. Let us go with one by one. Network cables. When we talk about cables, so RJ45 is the very popular cable. Network cables are used to connect computers. The most commonly used cable is category 5, which is Cat 5, RJ45, right? So this is very popular cable. So currently we are using advanced cables, fiber optics also, right? But RJ45 is very popular one. Okay. See here, this is the RJ45 cable. When we buy any router, along with the router, we get one cable which is RJ45. So by using color coding, we can climp. We can climp. This climp we can connect to our system and router, right? Distributors. A computer can be connected to another via a serial port, but if you need to connect many computers to produce a network, this serial connection will not work. See here. This is the loopback adapter. We can say loopback adapter. So which is distributor, right? Next one is router. So a router is a type of device which act as the central point among computers and other devices that are a part of the network. So it is equipped with holes called ports, right? See here. This is the network router. So currently we are using Wi-Fi routers also. Network routers, Wi-Fi routers, right? So these routers, so normally, yeah, in offices. So in our office, so we used to carry our laptop to breakout area and also cafeteria, right? Because everywhere Wi-Fi, right? Yeah. Network cards, network card. Network card is a necessary component of a computer without which a computer cannot be connected over a network. It is also known as the network adapter or network interface card (NIC). Most branded computers have network card pre-installed. Network cards are two types: internal and external network cards. Okay, network cards are two types: internal, external network cards. So internal network cards. So motherboard has a slot for internal network card where it is to be installed. Internal network cards are two types, so which are PCI and also ISA, peripheral component interconnect, and also industry standard architecture. Two types of network cards are available, which are internal network cards. See here, this is the PCI card. So earlier, 10 years back, 15 years back, we used to use desktops. In the desktop, one PCI slot, we can find the PCI slot. In that, we can insert the PCI card. So after that, we need to install driver to configure the network card, right? Once we install the driver, so this will be activated. So we used to use PCI cards earlier. Currently, we're not using. So inbuilt chips are coming currently, but these PCI cards are very important cards. So very yeah, core network cards. Okay, we used to use in a branded in desktops or previous laptops, old laptops we used to use. External network cards. Yeah, external network card is dongle. See here. External network cards are two types: wireless and USB. Wireless network cards to be installed into the motherboard. So, however, no network cable is equipped required to connect to the network. See here. So, this black one is the wireless network card. Black one. So, this card we can connect to the PCI card. Okay. Yeah, USB card. This is the dongle, right? Normally, so while traveling, also people are using this. Okay, so easy to use and connects via USB port. So currently, USB cards also using. Okay, yes, we need to put some SIM card and we need to enable that dongle. Okay, yeah. So what are the important types of computer networks? So these basics are very important. So you need to understand the terminology. Currently we are not using, so this old technology. So, but here terminology is very important. Everyone should understand the terminology here. Okay. Yeah. What are the important types of computer networks? See here. These are the types of computer networks: PAN, LAN, WAN, MAN. Personal area network, local area network, wide area network, metropolitan area network, right? So before going to cloud, before going to AWS, tomorrow we are going to start AWS, okay? So before going to AWS, first we need to understand this terminology. Everyone should understand this. So once we start working on AWS, you will not have any confusions, okay? If you understand these basics. Let us go with one by one. PAN, personal area network. See here. PAN is a computer network formed around a person. It generally consists of a computer, mobile, or personal digital assistant. PAN can be used for establishing communication among these personal devices for connecting to a digital network on the internet. See here. For example, so when we are using laptop or desktop, we are connecting wi-fi we are connecting bluetooth keyboard, bluetooth mouse, bluetooth headset, bluetooth printer, bluetooth scanner, right? So around a person, within the room, within the floor, that will work. So yes, bluetooth devices we connect. Sorry. Yeah, yeah. So different devices you can use any device. Okay. Yeah. So PAN network is personal. So around a person. Okay. See here, what are the characteristics of PAN? It is a mostly personal devices network equipped within a limited area, right? Allows you to handle the interconnection of IT devices at the surrounding of a single user. PAN includes mobile devices, tablet and laptop, etc. Right? So advantage of PAN. See here. So PAN networks are relatively secure and safe because very limited area, right? Very limited area. So these are very safe and secure. It offers only short range solution up to 10 meters, within 10 meters only, right? Strictly restricted to a small area, right? So within the room, within the floor. If you move to other floor, that will not work. Okay. So within the range only, this will work. So what are the disadvantages? Yes. No, no, Bluetooth distance 10 meters. Okay. Yeah. So disadvantage of PAN, distance limits within the 10 meters only, this will work within the 10 meters only. So Bluetooth is different, Wi-Fi is different. Okay. What is LAN? Second one, LAN. Local area network is it is a group of network devices that allow communication between various connected devices. It covers the smallest area such as colleges, schools, hospitals, so on. See here. So LAN, local area network, through RJ45 cable, so you can connect systems to share the resources, to share the to access the resources. Okay. See here. What are the characteristics of LAN? It is a private network. So LAN is a completely private network, our own network, right? LAN operates at the relatively higher speed, higher speed compared to other WAN systems. So normally when we buy any router, so we get one cable, right? So we use Wi-Fi, but when we connect cable, the speed will be increased. While booking Tatkal tickets, so normally we connect that cable, so the speed will be increased. Okay, yeah. So this is a higher speed compared to other WAN systems. Advantage of LAN: computer resources like hard disk, DVD RAM, and printers can share local area networks. This significantly reduce the cost of hardware purchases, right? So yeah, normally we configure one server. Normally, if you take hospitals or colleges or schools, right? So we configure one server. In that server, we store all the data. So we can access the data through LAN. For example, hospitals, right? So in the hospitals, OP, medical store, and any other area. So if you tell your name or phone number, they track your information. So the data stored in the server, right? So through LAN they can access the data. Instead of storing the data in local system, they can store into server. So that what will happen, centrally the data will be stored, we can access from any floor, any area, right? Yeah. So disadvantage of LAN. See here, unauthorized users can access critical data of an organization in case LAN admin is not able to secure centralized data repositories. So if the LAN admin is not capable, what will happen? So hackers will enter. They can easily hack your data systems. Okay. Yeah. Next one, MAN, Metropolitan Area Network. So it covers the largest area than LAN, such as small town cities, etc. MAN connects two or more computers that resides within the same or completely different cities. Okay. So MAN, Metropolitan Area Network. So when Geo launches, they cut the road, they configure the cables inside of the road, right? Within the city or different cities, they establish a connection. Geo network established, right? So by the time they configure the cables under roads, right? So from within the same city and different cities. See here, schools, hospitals, colleges, factories, right? We can configure MAN network. So characteristics. It mostly covers towns and cities in a maximum 50-kilometer range. Mostly used medium is optical fiber cables. Optical fiber. So those are very high speed cables, high speed, yeah, lightning, through lightning that signal will go. Yeah, lightweight, very thin cables, bit costly. Advantage of MAN. It offers fast communication using high speed carriers like fiber optic cables. It provides excellent support for an extensive size network and a greater access to the WANs. A MAN network mostly includes some areas of city or entire city, right? Disadvantages. See here, you need more cables to establish MAN connection from one place to another. In MAN network is thought to make the system secure from hackers because more distance, right? So more distance. That is why we need to secure that network. Otherwise, hackers will enter. Next one, WAN, wide area network. It covers large than LAN or LAN as well as MAN, such as countries and continents, right? So one country to country, continent to continent. So this is satellite communication, right? It is not cable, right? Satellite communication. See here, this is a combination of LAN, MAN, and WAN. So what are the characteristics? Any organization can form its global integrated network using WAN. Advantages of WAN. Yeah, WAN helps you to cover larger geographical area. Therefore, business offices situated at longer distance can be easily communicate, right? So, WAN connections work using radio transmitters and receivers built into client devices. Disadvantages. See here, the initial setup cost of investment is very higher in WAN because country to country, continent to continent. It is difficult to maintain the WAN network. You need skilled technicians and network administrators. There are more errors and issues because of the wide coverage and the use of different technologies. We configure the WAN systems. Okay, so these are the four types of networks: PAN, LAN, WAN, MAN. Okay, so personal area network, local area network, wide area network, and also what are one more. Right. Four different networks are available, so which are very important. So in AWS also we use the networks. While working on VPC, we discuss about networking. Okay, see here, these are the combination of LAN, MAN, WAN. Next one, so these are very basics. Okay, so from here it is important, from here it is very important. Okay, next one is IP addresses. What is IP address? Anyone? IP stands for Internet Protocol. Internet Protocol, right? So what is Internet Protocol? Anyone? What is Internet Protocol? Right. So every server or every system, every laptop or desktop or any switch or router is having their own IP address. Okay, so that is a unique address for communicating within the network, right? See here, IP stands for Internet Protocol, and IP address is unique address that identify a device on the internet or a local network. So which is the set of rules governing the format of data sent via the internet or local network. So normally every desktop or laptop is having unique address, unique IP, right? For example, so I just check my IP address, go to command prompt, just type here IP config. See here, this is my IP address, this is my IP address, right? IPv4, IP version 4 address. Okay, so this is my address. So this is the subnet. What is subnet? We'll discuss. This is the gateway. Okay. So this IP should not be overlap. Every system is having their own IP address, unique address. That should not be overlap, right? Yeah. So every device is having their own IP address. So types of IP addresses. These are very important. Types of IPs. Okay. So there are various classifications of IP addresses, and each category further contains some types here. First one is, yeah, normally every laptop or desktop or server, how many IPs will be there? How many IP addresses will be there? Real time, guys. Any laptop or desktop or server, how many IPs will be there? Only one IP, right? Which is a network address, network IP, right? So console IP is different. Console IP also will be there. That is different. I'm talking about so primary IPs, which are connection IPs. IP version 6, version 4, that those are different. Don't confuse. So if you want to connect your server, how many IPs will be there? I'm asking. Only one IP, which is network IP, right? But when we go with cloud servers, two IPs will be there. Laptop or desktop or server, physical servers or physical laptop or physical desktop, we can find only one IP. But cloud side, cloud servers having two IPs. What are those? First one is private IP address, private IP. Second one is public IP. So what is private IP? What is public IP? So private IP is the IP for internal communication. We use the private IP. Public IP is the IP which is dynamic IP to connect our server, cloud server. We use the public IP. To connect our server, we use the public IP. Once you log into the server, we always use the private IP address, right? So when we talk about private IP, public IP, again, here we have two types of IPs are available: dynamic IP address and also static IP. So in public IP, again, two types of IPs are there: public dynamic IP, static IP. What is dynamic IP? Anyone? Dynamically, the IP will be changed whenever we stop server. IP will be changed dynamically whenever we start server. Okay. Static IP is the permanent IP that never change until you terminate your server, until you delete your server. IP will not be changed. Dynamic IP, static IP. So we'll go very deep dive while working on cloud services, AWS services. Okay. So why the IP will be changed every time? Dynamic IP will be changed right every time when we start server. Why that IP will be changed? Backend in data center, there will be a DHCP server, dynamic host configuration protocol server. That server handle the IPs. Whenever we stop the server, that DHCP server take back the old IP. Whenever you start the server, that give new IP address. That we will see practically while working on AWS services. So these concepts will be repeated again and again. Don't confuse. Okay. So dynamic IP, static IP. So dynamic IP is a IP will be changed every time when we start server. Static IP will not be changed. That is permanent IP. Okay. So along with this, one more IP will be there. Along with this, one more IP is there in AWS, which is elastic IP. What is elastic IP? What is the use of elastic IP? Where we use that elastic IP? We will see that practically while working on AWS services. Okay. So elastic IPs, always we use the elastic IPs in real-time projects. Okay. So next one is subnet. Subnet. What is subnet, anyone? Real time guys. Subnet. Subnet is a small network, subnetwork. Instead of the large network, we can create small network. What is the use of small network? What is the use of subnet? Right? To control inbound outbound traffic, we use the subnet. So instead of the large network, we can create small network, which is subnetwork, right? So what are the use of subnet? To control inbound, outbound, incoming, outgoing traffic, right? See here, subnetwork is a smaller network inside of a large network. So in data centers, yeah, use network will be there, right? Instead of that, we create small network, our own network, okay, to control inbound outbound traffic. See here, these are all subnetworks, small networks: subnet 1, subnet 2, subnet 3, subnet 4, subnet 5, right? So these are all the small networks. Why we require these subnets? To control inbound outbound traffic from subnet, one subnet to other subnet. If you want to control the traffics, right, we can create the firewall rules. What is firewall rule? How can we configure that? We'll see that practically, okay. See here, 200.200.10.48 slash 29 slash 28. What is this 29, 28? I'll show you that. Okay, I give you a small example here. For example, see here. These are all the subnet ranges. Subnet ranges. Okay. See here. Normally in network ranges, we use the slash 16. 255.255.0.0 slash 16. When we give slash 16, this will accommodate 65,536 IP addresses. In this range, this many IPs we can use, this many servers we can connect, okay. But here it is showing 65,534 only usable IPs. See here, these are the total IP addresses, these are the usable IP addresses. What is total IPs, what is usable? So here 536, 534. What about other two IPs, right? Those are those IPs for broadcasting, okay. So slash 16 accommodates 65,536 IPs, slash 24 256 IPs. So subnet ranges we use this, IP network range we use this, subnet range we use this, okay. So currently we don't need to worry about this. So 15 years back, 20 years back, network administrators, they used to calculate this. Currently we don't need to worry about this. AWS will take care of this, but we need to understand this. What is subnet? What is the use of subnet? What are the ranges are available? Right? This we need to understand. While attending interviews, we get some questions here. What is subnet? What is the use of subnet? Subnet is a small network, right? To control inbound outbound traffic, we use the subnets, right? So slash 16, how many IPs we can accommodate? 65,536 slash 16, right? This is very important, this one. Fine. Yeah, next one. So what is a network switch? What is a network switch? Here, a switch is a device in a computer network that connects other devices together. Multiple data cables are plugged into a switch to enable communication between different network devices. Okay, see here. This is the switch. Here we have ports. Backside of the switch we have ports. We can connect cables like this. Okay, so to communicate resources, to share the resources, to communicate the devices, we use the network switch. This is old traditional switch. Currently we are using advanced switch in data centers. So what is gateway? Gateway is a router from one network to other network. If you want to communicate, we require gateways. See here, so this is one network, this is another network. This network range is 10.0.0.0/8. This network range is 20.0.0.0/8. So this network to this network, if you want to communicate, we require gateway. Gate means one door. For example, if you want to go to the other row, we require door, right? So the same way, network to network communication. This will be an gateway will be established the communication between two different networks. Okay. So from this species to this species, if you want to communicate, this gateway should be enabled. Okay. Yeah. Server. This is a network device. This is a network device. Okay. Yeah. So server to server we can communicate, or network to network can ping, directly can ping. Okay. So what is firewall? Firewall. See here. Firewalls are network security systems that prevent unauthorized access to a network. It can be a hardware or software unit that filters the incoming outgoing traffic within the network. Firewall. Firewall is the security layer. It will allow deny the traffic. It will allow the good traffic. It will deny the bad traffic. As per the firewall rules, it will work. Okay. See here. So when we want to connect any network, any office network or anything, so we connect through internet, right? So for example, so if you want to connect your office network, how can we connect? Through internet. We can connect VPN. Through VPN, we can connect our office network, right? So here we create some firewall rules, right? So this firewall allow good traffic. So bad traffic will be denied by firewall, right? Good traffic, bad traffic. So as per the firewall rules, this will work. Next one, what is replication? What is failover? What is load balancer? Okay. So replication, what is replication? Anyone having idea? Replicate, duplication. Replication is a duplication. Three are different. Three are different here. Okay. See here. Replication, failover, load balancer. Let's try to understand. Replication is a technology for copying and distributing data and database objects from one database to another, and then synchronizing between databases to maintain consistency and integrity of the data. In most cases, replication is the process of reproducing the data at the desired targets. See here. This is the replication. This is the replication. For example, this is the primary region. This is the secondary region. What is region? What is region? Anyone? Region is a data center. Normally, region we can say geographical location. It is a data center, right? So this is the primary data center. This is the secondary data center. We enable the replication. Replication. So whatever data is available on the primary, that will be duplicate to the secondary. In case primary is down, automatically, so this user is accessing from primary region. So automatically that will be fail over to secondary in case primary is down. So data is available on the primary region, but if the primary is down, data will be lost. We cannot access. That is why, so we enable the application. In case primary is down, automatically that will be failover to secondary. What is failover? Switching to secondary, right? So in AWS we have regions. Different regions are there. Americas regions, Europe regions, Africa regions, APAC regions. Different regions are there, right? In case one region is down, applications will not be down anywhere. Okay, so that we'll see that while working on AWS. I'll show you. Okay. VPN different అండి మాట్లాడదాం. VPN is different. VPN is virtual private network. Okay, that is different. Okay, yeah. See here, next one, cluster. ఈ లోడ్ బ్యాలెన్సర్ తర్వాత చూద్దామండి. సో విల్ సీ దిస్ లేటర్. లోడ్ బ్యాలెన్సర్. ఓకే. నెక్స్ట్ వన్, వాట్ ఈస్ క్లస్టర్? What is cluster, anyone? group of devices or servers. This is a cluster. This is the cluster, right? Group of servers or devices. So what are the advantages of cluster? Benefits of cluster? Fault tolerance and load balancing. What is fault tolerance? In case one server is crash, applications will not be down because those are in group, right? They work as a single unit, right? In case any one server is crash, data will not be lost anywhere. Application will not be down. That is fault tolerance. Load balancing. So whatever load is whatever load is coming here, that will be balanced equal. For example, in a team, 10 members are there. So 10 members, they receiving each one getting 50 requests per day, right? In case 5 members went on leave, other 5 members balance the load, right? So the same way here also, load balancing is whenever incoming requests are coming, more requests are coming, that will be balanced on all the servers. Okay. So here, what is cluster? What are the advantages of cluster? This is interview question, mandatory question. Every interview, I'm observing. I recently, few weeks back, few days back, I attended one interview. In that also, I got this question. Okay. So very frequently, I attended interviews. Okay. So I got this question, which is very important. Cluster. What is cluster? And the advantage of cluster. Stage four. Okay. Fine. So cluster benefits, that is also one of the cluster benefit. Shared stories. Okay. Cluster benefit. Okay. We'll see that practically. Next one, why Linux? Why the project teams are widely using Linux in data centers? So most of the server side, we always use the Linux, right? Desktop and laptop side, we use Windows. Okay. Most of the organizations, they're using Linux for server side. What are the advantages of Linux here? See here. So it is a free and open source and secure. So many distributions available, fast performance, right? So no viruses, no malwares, no slowdowns, no crashes, no costly repairs. So when we use Linux, okay, so these are all advantages. These are all, no viruses. So because when we use Windows Server, okay, Linux is virus free normally. So when any virus releases, that directly attack to the Windows first. Okay, any virus release, any threats release, any malwares release, that attack to Windows first. But Linux is virus free. So even Linux also required, we need to protect Linux also. But so 95% safe, only 5% risk in Linux side. Okay, that is why every organization, every project team, they are using Linux servers. Clear it, everyone? Yes, yes. Any questions up to here, anyone? Anyone having any questions? Shaikh Ibrahim asking some question. It acts as a barrier between trusted network and untrusted network, preventing another access and protecting against. Yes, correct, correct. Firewalls, right? Subnet mask, subnet small network, subnet mask, subnet both are same. Subnet mask, that will see, that practically we'll see that while working on AWS services, right? So any other questions so far? I'll show you course content now. I'll show. Can you come again? So IP address, subnet mask I shown you, right? Subnet IP address, subnet mask, gateway. So subnet mask is specific address. Okay. So we'll see that practically. We'll see that. Okay.